haircuts. And it is time for Friday Grief Chat right here at Humor, Grace, and Grief. I'm Deb, and this is...
I'm Jill.
She's Jill, and she has a bit of laryngitis. You know, Jill and I are shining examples of under stress how your immune system takes a hit. I had a different kind of hit. It had to do with blood pressure. And where was that found? In my eye yesterday at the eye doctor. So these things happen. And we are, like I said, whatever we talk about here, it is because we live it. So while I am taking the talking lead, Jill will be nodding and adding in whenever she can. Look at that. And notice we both have beautiful haircuts because in 2 weeks, that's right, in 2 weeks, we are going to be at the International Death, Grief, and Bereavement Conference. Happens every year right about this time in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And last year, Jill and I got asked, quite surprisingly to ourselves, although maybe both of us were secretly wanting to be more involved, and all of a sudden everything sort of came together, blew up, and just came together. So we were asked to do the pre-conference. And let me just say, Jill and I are really normal. We come off like we're experts, but actually we're just making crap up every day. So I joke about that. But so the bottom line is we both had dreams about, oh my God, only 3 people are going to sign up. This is going to be this. And it turns out we have 23 people as of last week. And we don't know how many more. And it is going to be a fun-filled, both Jill and I like to give examples that you can take back to your practice and to your groups that you lead with death and dying. So I want to...
a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We have lots of learning modules.
Yes.
None of them are too long.
No.
We have cool slides, great music, and us. And I'm so and then we get to end the day with the paddle wheel boat.
Oh, I didn't sign up for that. Did you sign up?
I did.
Okay, I'll sign up. I will do that. And so for anybody thinking they need some CEs, which I know nurses need CEs, I know social workers need CEs, doctors need whatever they need, and there's all sorts of way to add to your own academic and professional success. So sign up, go to International Death, Grief, and Bereavement at La Crosse, Wisconsin. It'll take you right to the site. You could read about all the presenters, and yay. So please sign up. We would love to see you. And, I'm just grateful to be here. In June will be our 6th anniversary, because we started in June of 2020. And we started with giving a lot of ideas and an open platform to express grief, express frustration about how am I going to hold different cultural ways of doing death and celebrating death. How am I going to do that? And so Jill and I just kept our hands in a lot of pots and was able to bring information like that to our listening audience. We have people listening in, or at least a person, I know that, in Italy and all across the United States, and occasionally we have Canada. Occasionally we have Hawaii.
You blend in
Occasionally we have had Japan. So
and we're
I'm
so
just
excited to be together because at the conference there are people presenting from, we've got the Netherlands coming, we've got Great Britain coming again,
Scotland.
Scotland. We have it's just truly an international
Right.
experience, but it's also a place where we end the day with Andrew out on a terrace looking at the mountain and doing breathing exercises, and it's wonderful. Hi, Mary. Hi, Steve.
Hi, guys. You know, the other really cool thing, it is a very, very diverse group, eclectic group of people. I'm going to be wearing, at least at one part, my Last Hurrah Funeral Home. They were from Australia. I have tried to contact them, and so I got a t-shirt that says Last Hurrah Funeral Services. It's great. And this year there were so many that they put them on a panel for talking about men and grief. Wow, men and loneliness. Because, you know, our guys don't always express it the way maybe some women do. And yeah, I'm gonna
although I've got the men
Yes.
seniors at the Geske Center in Riverside to talk about it by holding tomato plants. That was where if they wouldn't talk about it in the group, but when we were potting their individual beefsteak tomato plants,
yes,
they wanted to talk about it.
they can talk about it. And that's what Jill and I do. Instead of always talking about how can we get you to talk about this. And I was talking to my cousin, sort of leads me into a type of loneliness that people don't always consider. And I think some in our listening audience are really going to get this because Jill and I do. And it goes like this. My cousin, we caught up after about 3 months, and each of us to do a 40-minute, this is what's been happening, while the other person just sort of listens and goes, wow. And like me, she's a risk taker. Like me, she wears bright clothes. And like me, she tells stories. In fact, both of our fathers, being first cousins, would tell a lot of stories. And that's where we learned storytelling, or at least talking about all sorts of stuff. And she and I talked about, I joke about my Daryl being, when I first met him, he was pretty beige, right? And everybody knows I am a rainbow, ready to vomit or explode, however you look at it. And so, you know, in each family or collection of people, there's usually like your exploding rainbow, far away from beige person. And they can seem pretty scary to more of the collective beige.
Yes.
And that's why Jill and I found each other. We are not in the collective beige.
Not ever.
Not ever. And so she and I were both saying how we're not able to talk about it because over the years, people have said, why are you doing that? Or can't we talk about something more pleasant? Or I could never do what you do. And things like that. And sometimes that feels sort of lonely. If you are the rainbow person, whatever you identify as rainbow, and then you're with people who are maybe individual colors, but they're not the whole rainbow.
They don't have the spectrum.
They, you know, we don't say anything about you. Why do we feel so lonely?
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think is
it's the not fitting and the feeling separated.
It's the feeling separate.
And that comes from partly professional, what people do, what
Right.
you do, what I do, what Stacy does as a mortician.
Yes.
That kind of thing. That's the t-shirt that you bought, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Quite getting what you do and how you do it, and kind of wanting to know, but kind of not wanting to get too close.
That's absolutely until they get older, and they go, what's a pulse? What is end of life planning? I'm just thinking about that. Or I really love that my cousin is trying something new, learning about social media, learning about all these things and applying them and using all her skills. She's a teacher at heart. She's a coach and an entrepreneur. And I was so excited. She goes, I knew you would be. So it's taking a risk to say what a passion is. And it's sort of lonely when you have ideas that you can share your passion with your family.
It really is. And also when your family can feel safe supporting what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, as we get older, you and I and our people get more useful to folks, right?
We do.
I've had several in-laws over the year who have been like, ooh, social worker. You know, we don't.
No, you represent therapy and we don't want you.
Therapy or child welfare or adult protection and now, ring, ring.
That's right. Ring, ring. I have a wound. What should I do?
Ring,
go
ring.
to the doctor.
I need some advice. I have a grandkid acting out. I've got all of a sudden.
Right.
We're the useful ones for that pocket.
Yes. Yes. And so you can wait around to not be lonely and be wanted. Or I guess the question is, what do you do? And Jill and I are both growing older. I will be 70. And at 70, unless you have really little kids around, you start to feel irrelevant in your grandkids' life or your nieces and nephews' life. You go through phases because they're growing up, they're finding out who they are, and there's no more hand-holding going across the street. And so there's usually, I'm into my cell phone and that's it, or computer. I love when they even invite me to go, you want to see what this is about? And I go, oh, sure. I mean, I'm hearing arf, 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 but I'm acting very interested. So I say to everyone, and I sort of put the question out there, what do you do when that loneliness of not being understood, not being heard, going, why are you adopting all these old oodles? I mean, really? I mean, why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that? And
why are you running around taking care of people at 70?
Oh,
and it's because that's who we are.
That's who we are. These are our passions where we feel most relevant. And you know what? There's always going to be older oodles that don't have a home. And there are always going to be people that need an extra hand. In fact, in my car, someone gave me an extra hand. I now have, next to the golden Homer Simpson Buddha sitting on a donut, I have Thing just sort of bouncing on the front so that I always know I do have an extra hand.
I love
So,
that.
yeah. So that is one of the things I wanted to talk to you, to our audience about. And since I brought it up, how can people, when they're going through especially stressful grieving, Jill and I both had 2 significant deaths within 10 days, both of us. And that's a big hit on our immune systems and our blood pressure and our heart and these things. So I have a feeling this is, when you get this, you go, oh, one, validation. I have been really stressed. Even my immune system is pooping out, like for Jill's voice and the virus that goes along with that. And I went, oh, I guess those crying jags I have 2 times a day raise my blood pressure. So what do you do? Do you panic? Do you just like, oh my God, how do I stop this? You don't stop it.
Panic doesn't help.
No, because you just add to, as we've talked about before, stress on your blood pressure, stress on your immune system, your adrenals go, oy vey, and, they're just, there's a Yiddish word called kvelling, overflowing from the heart. Well, when you're under stress, your adrenals go, I'm kvelling, and it's overload in your system,
Right.
which messes a bunch of things up. So what do? Here are just some simple things. You drink more water because your brain gets dehydrated. Yes, your brain gets dehydrated. You see what little things you can do to alleviate anxiety. I am not beyond taking 2 Tylenol. You don't have to have a headache to take Tylenol. Take 1 extra strength if you want. What else can you do?
You can pet a plant.
You could pet
You
a
can get
plant
some plants. You
or
can
an animal.
pet a dog. Walter doesn't help because he doesn't have eyes, but you can look at the eyes of a pet because they are actually very calming. You can go out and breathe some air or take a moment. You can take a nap. Oh, there's the kitty. Yay.
He's not
Right?
happy. I just grabbed him, but I'm giving him a hug.
I'm surrounded by dogs right now.
Yes.
We can go outside. We can change scenery. You can just move your head from one place to another. You can do something that brings you joy.
And if you don't have the energy for that, how about watching something on YouTube or video or on TV that maybe feels familiar? Maybe something, if you're our age, maybe you want to watch the Golden Girls, or even go back further, see old friends. Garfield Goose. I grew up in Chicago. The other day, and Jill knows I'm gluten intolerant. I don't have what she has, but I'm gluten intolerant. I had this urge to eat a Chicago dog with the bun. And you know what? I said, please forgive me, to my intestines. I didn't have any problems. Last time I ate one was 2 years ago. And the first few bites, I wasn't even conscious, right? But by the 3rd bite or 4th bite, I could feel the crunch of the hot dog, and taste more of the pickle and the relish and the mustard. And my memories, my sense memories went, ah.
Yep.
And maybe you can call a friend. Maybe you can, and whatever you do, while it might not be what your usual routine is, to sort of just, we're not saying it's going to make you feel better like that. It gives you a moment just to land on of feeling for the moment. And under stress, the best you can do is say, I'm grateful for the moment. It's not, oh, hey, and look at Debbie Jenkins Frankel came on. You know, taking her course was.
We can gather together.
Yes, yes. And we can gather together here. Thank you, Debbie. And she gives great courses. I try to share them every place.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
And her entire
she
practice
gets it.
is grief. Her entire group practice is grief.
Yes.
Which is just incredible.
I took a course on estrangement, especially when I was going through estrangement, so my brain could land someplace. And next year, it's about estrangement at our group. So
nice.
But
we can also get fresh haircuts.
We can get, yes, you just need
freshen things up. You can
a little pink.
Yes, you can look forward to something coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all those things. You cannot overtax your laryngitis voice. My sister observed that I'll be doing silent therapy today.
I love it. You'll be nodding your head a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's important, is just those micro adjustments that we learn in a yoga practice, or even in different other sports. Sometimes it's not changing a whole way of doing things, but that one little micro adjustment can change a lot. And it's not forgiveness, it's acceptance. And so accepting, this is your limit for now, not forever.
This is the best I can do right in this moment with what's going on. Yes. And you more than anything, you can give yourself that break. You can tell yourself it's okay. There's that company that makes the shirt that says you matter, or the person behind me.
That's what I'm wearing.
Right.
You are enough.
Right. And I will tell you, I had to go run an errand early this morning. And in Riverside this morning, we lost someone who took their life on a freeway overpass, and someone else got into a standoff, 2 exits in a row. The city was completely blocked off. But what I saw when I was running my errand were people saying, oh, the family. Oh, I hope that the first responders are okay, who are having to respond to both of those situations, because there was apparently an armed standoff. We can look out for each other.
That's right.
And we can use the moment to gather, as Deb says, together and look out for one another, and to take care of those who are experiencing the losses that you are sharing with them.
And not to do a laryngitis pun, but really staying silent is very powerful.
Very hard.
It's very, well, it's, if I was to put Jill and my husband together, for one of them, it would be very hard. The other one, it would be very natural. You know, but those are the guys you go, can you say something?
Right? To say anything.
Say anything. And so learning to modulate yourself, which is not regulate, but modulate. Sometimes you talk more, sometimes you talk less.
Yep.
It's not either or. It's, as we're going to be learning with a little improv, it's and. And it's important to live in the and, because and you know these kind of people that if they get off by one iota, they're very unforgiving toward themselves. Very
regulated.
Oh, and even when my friend was, a friend of mine was, she grew up, everything was very exact and very exacting. Actually, she grew up in a religious cult, and anything got moved into, you messed up. And that is a hard life to live in. So as an adult, other stuff happens. And she would call Daryl or I, and we go, really, it's okay. But I was not taught that it was okay. That's okay too. Right? And you just keep saying, that's okay. Everything, it's a horrible situation. Granted, when you spilled the Coke on your computer, ouch. Here's a couple things you can do before you really panic. Always procrastinate, panic. Always, 100% of the time, procrastinate, panic.
We have a rule at our house: no panicking.
No panicking.
You do is not panic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you break that rule, it's also okay. Because you don't want, it's like two people with their periods at the same time. That can be very emotionally uncomfortable.
Or menopause.
Or menopause. Oh. And so you don't want two people panicking at the same time, right?
And there will always be moments in our lives where there are multiple losses.
Right.
Because the more people you have in your world, somebody at some point is going to not be there. For whatever reason, whether it's a death or a move or whatever, you will lose people, and you will lose them at the same time or close proximity.
Right.
Panicking doesn't help. Using all of the things to reach and connect and not isolate completely and to take care of yourself. That's the and.
That's the and. And back to loneliness within people, sometimes at that and, you're not able to fulfill an expectation from someone else.
And that's okay, because you're enough.
I'm enough. And maybe you can revisit it down the road, just not right now. And a lot of people, it's either or.
Yeah.
So, well, because Jill and I are, we're going to be here one more week. And then for the last week, when we're not going to be able to be here, we will play by
we can be together that Friday. The one before the conference.
We are going to be together. I thought we were going to repeat.
I'm flying at midnight at 12:08 Friday morning. I will be in La Crosse. We can do our show live from La Crosse.
We can.
With the Mississippi River behind us.
Oh my goodness.
That will be so cool.
That will be very cool.
If you have not been to the conference, you definitely want to be there for that show so that we can show you the beauty that is La Crosse.
Absolutely. Oh, yay.
And the two of us completely wing-nutted because we're so tired, because Jill will be on a completely
Eastern
different
time. I mean, Western time. Yes.
I'll be on Pacific time. Yeah, so it'll be way early my time.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
I'm so excited.
Well, we're excited for the ice cream too. They have
And you're-
really good hot fudge.
Yep.
Notice it's about the food.
Yes,
So-
it is about the food and the gluten-free pizza from the beer joint. They have, I love lacrosse. I love the people, but I live for the Pearl. All right, everybody, have a good weekend.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next week.
For my voice, that would be awesome. I want to send out a special shout out to Mandy, who lost my nephew Jim this week, and to Carla, who's taking care of memorials for Jay right now.
And a special shout out to Deborah Rickmeyer, who put on Facebook also that her brother died. And hard.
It is. Our thoughts and all the thoughts and cares are with you.
Yes.
All right.
All
Bye,
righty.
everyone. Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
everyone.